what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there, welcome to the Flash and Blade podcast. I'm Siobhan. Remember, you're a womble.
Remember, you're a womble.
Womble.
Remember, you're a womble.
Remember, you're a womble.
Remember, you're a womble.
Remember, you're a
You're a
womble.
womble.
Remember, you're a womble.
Remember, you're a womble.
Remember what a womble you are. Let's meet the plucky girl assistants, Gits. Right. We don't know where Spanky is, what's happened to him. He was alive last night. So, yeah. He might suddenly stumble in here, reeking of alcohol and, you know.
Again.
Yeah, I know, quite. Anyway, first of all, the Bryans down there. And as
Hello.
always, we turn to the Brian and we say, "Are you still American?"
No,
Oh. Do tell.
I am a meat popsicle.
Uh-huh.
Right, good. There were so many different ways I could go there, and I just couldn't decide.
Yeah.
Retta. Oh, dear me. Right. Yeah. And, of course, over there, sat for your edification and delight, is our very own Dr. Sinister. Hello.
Hello there.
Hello. Yes. So, Sin, how's your week been?
Monday I was off and just watched TV.
Nice.
I have been at work. I've had a wonderful weekend of sitting at home and doing absolutely nothing apart from building Lego and watching TV. It's been fucking brilliant.
This pleases me greatly. Just so you know. And Brian, your week?
It's been a week.
Do I ask for more info or should I just leave it?
It's been a week.
Let's just leave there. Okay, my week, it's been all right up until yesterday when I got more trans abuse along with threats of violence. So that was fun. Yes,
I have a
Brian.
question.
Yes, please.
Who is this person and how badly would you like them hurt? It's been a stressful week so far.
You see, I'm not one for hurting people. That's just it.
You don't have to hurt them.
No.
I know-
You have to strap them down and just let me talk to them.
I was thinking tie them up and feed them feet first into a wood chipper.
How very Harrison Chase of you.
That way you get that
Brilliant.
funny look on their face as they're going in.
Oh, you've got Sinister's approval. That's good. Talking of Sinister. Oh, as
Hello
we
there.
should know. Hello. As we should now call him, Paula Nancy Millstone Jennings. Dear, you have become a poet. I know, culture on the blade. Who'd have thought it? You are a poet.
I've started writing a stupid poem every day, and I'm on number 6 will be published tomorrow.
This is brilliant. Could we have a preview of number 6, please?
Does it involve anyone from Nantucket?
No.
Look, I can't promise this is any good.
Who cares?
This one is called Explosions.
Oh, I love it. Boom, 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 boom. No.
The thing about explosions is they cause me mixed emotions. It's not that I enjoy a conflict or enjoy the wounds that get inflicted, but to see a boom and smoke and fire is really something to which I aspire, because it takes a special kind of smart to cause a tank to rip apart. And I'm sure the creator of the mushroom cloud really made his mother proud. Whilst I know there's death and much distress when everything is such a mess, I really can't help myself go caw when I see things blow up in a war.
Boys, we're showing our age.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I'm going to go
like
tell
that.
some people to get off my lawn and yell at a cloud.
The thing is, I'm wondering if that was very good. I liked that one. I asked him to read it because it's the best one he's done so far. It's really good. However, I'm still saying Paul and Nancy Millstone Jennings. The dying swan lay putrefying in the stagnant pool. Sorry, that reminds me of a song we were... No. Anyway, yes, so, things. Has there been any news? They had the Terrence Dicks Memorial Day thing yesterday. No, today. What am I talking about? Today. I wish I could have
When
gone
are
to
they
that.
doing the Jody's final?
Sometime this month. I'm not entirely certain when. People have been throwing dates around, but it's something to do with the BBC centenary, so...
You want to be careful throwing
Hitting
dates
the
around. You'll have
23rd.
someone's eye out.
I know. And they do tend
I've
to
heard
stick.
the 23rd of this month, so...
Hello. Sorry, area of darkness known as Chestnut has turned up. Fresh from bullying socks, little git. He's back on
Your
on the
cat
form.
Chestnut reminds me of those things from Attack the Block.
Judy Whittaker's in that.
Yeah, I know.
Hello. I can't remember what your species was called. Oh, he didn't like that. No, he's sitting with his back
How dare
turned
you
away.
not remember what his species is called?
Oh, very dear. He's a very intelligent cat, this one. Daft as a brush and very willful, but very intelligent. Right, I honestly can't really think of any news.
David Tennant said he was very jealous of Shooty.
I think most people are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to be that talented, to have that role. Wow, who wouldn't? To have that energy. Wow. Yeah. Interesting. Our dynamic has shifted without Spanky. Have you noticed that?
It's more of a. It's more of a dynamic, isn't?
Yes.
That didn't work.
No,
That joke didn't
I know
work.
where you're going with it, though. I know. You see, even
Dynamic-
the jokes are dying on their ass.
Dynamism. There you go. That's the word I was trying.
Okay,
Yes.
that's.
Can we cut that bit?
Yeah, let's cut that bit and redo
Let's go
it.
again.
We'll fix it in post.
Okay.
It's more of a dynamism.
Oh, you see what you did? That was good. I like that. So, yeah, we may as well make a start on doing what we came here to do. If I can remember to do things right, I'm getting a bit of a reputation for clicking on the wrong files again. Anyway, and now from the world's BBC Television's Doctor Who, Spanky will probably walk in right in the middle of this. It's Doctor Who. Strange. Playing a video normally seems to attract Spanky into the room just at the wrong moment.
With a hot mic.
Some sort of video.
With a hot mic, yeah, quite. Oh well. We continue. A fourth Doctor Who. There's an R in the month, I don't know. The second, his plucky girl assistant, the second Ramana Dratradunda, and of course the second K9 are still searching for the key to time. I believe that this is the 100th story. And as a result, they had to cut a scene because they thought it was a little bit too silly of Romana and K9 giving the Doctor a cake for his birthday. Useless little factoid, but there we go. And anyway, the Black Guardian tells them off, which means that the Doctor has to inform Romana what their quest is really about, which is a good time to remind the viewer what's going on. And they land on Earth, where there's druids and stones, and the stones move, and
giant silver women.
And yes, all right, Brian, giant silver women. Though it's fairly well established she's a lesbian. I'm sorry, love.
I don't care about
Vivian
that.
Faye is
I'm
a
just saying it's intimidating.
Oh, all right.
Giant silver
Okay.
women are intimidating.
Have you met many?
I've lived life.
That was a good answer, dude. That was a good answer. Oh man. Anyway, it's the Stones of Blood, written by David Fisher. Story 3 in the Key to Time season 16, and I'm filling by using facts. That's really bad. Anyway, the Since and I were discussing this on Friday night. Oh, that's what I needed to say. Sorry there was no Two Fan Dinosaurs this week. My BritBox subscription ran out. And so we'll be watching the first episodes of Megalos next Friday. And it'll be up on YouTube. So, sorry, my bad. Yeah, Sinister was saying, we were discussing about whether it would look better on film or not. And I certainly say it would do. Because if you look at its compadre's Image of the Fendal, that was on film. I did point another one out, and I can't remember what it was. I suppose it's State of Decay, but it's a couple of years later. There was another one, Image of the Fendal, and that's going to bug me now. You know that? It's going to bug me. Hey ho.
It wouldn't look bad. It would look good.
It's a bit too glossy. I've never liked outside broadcast shit. I grew up used to the slight disjointedness of going from, tape in the studio to film outside. That was how the world was to me. You know? That's just how I grew up. That's how I got used to. And so that's what I prefer. You know?
Okay.
It's probably daft because, it makes a hell of a lot more sense and allows for a bit more video trickery, even though back then it was in its very, very infancy. Yeah. Key to Time. Professor Amelia Runford, Beatrix Lehman. We love her. I would have loved to have seen a spin-off with Amelia Runford, Amelia Ducat from the Seeds of Doom. Whew, dodged one.
Or at least a Big Finish.
And somebody else, and I can't remember who the other. Oh, Granny Tyler from Image of the Fendal.
Ooh, yeah.
You know, that would have been a great combination. I think all the actresses are dead now, unfortunately. But anyway.
We can get around this. This is the 21st century.
Yeah,
Deep fake.
Don't
Deep
get me started
fake.
on that. That's taking work away from actors.
Well,
right then.
but if they're dead, it's all right.
Is it, though?
Bruce Willis
is
is doing it.
I mean, young Noonan would be out of a job if you deep faked Hartnell. You know? No, sorry. I don't like it. I'm afraid. If you're going to continue with the character, then recast. Give an actor a job. It's that simple. So, who wants to go first on Stones of Blood? By all means, Brian. Sin. Sorry, I need to sort of send Spanky a message. So, I'm still here.
Tell him to enjoy his shrimp egg rolls.
I don't know what you mean. Oh, he's not around.
He's around.
Okay, let's go back to this.
Okay, so what to say about this? Stones of Blood, that it pretty much perfectly sums up Doctor Who, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you have
Yep.
creepy horror. You have one part glowing domestic drama going on. You have science fiction insanity.
That's
I
a
mean-
good description.
Yeah. And there are lots of performances.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to get clicked in there and clicked in everywhere else, and just woohoo was being slack as hell.
Hold those thoughts. Okay, I've got to run him through.
So,
Have you
yeah,
brought enough for everybody, Spanky?
Let me see. No.
Viewers need to be advised that some scenes in the following Flashing Blade may be unsuitable for those of a nervous disposition.
or small children.
Those
Or anyone.
Yes, frankly.
Especially the last
Anyway,
one.
how's your week been, Spanky?
Well, much less of the parental tech support, so better this week than last week.
That's all you can hope for, really, isn't it?
Just saying. That's so you can actually see something here. Maybe
Anyway.
center myself a little bit more. And I've got shrimp tempura sushi. They didn't have like the tempura asparagus or tempura sweet potato I wanted to get too, but I made up for that by just getting a whole bunch of the shrimp.
I like T-shirt.
Thank you, sir.
Some
I'm
people
all about
just
public
need-
service announcements.
Fair enough.
Usually,
Is that a Russian window he's falling out of?
yes, exactly. It's a Russian hospital window with the safety glass and no
Yeah.
openings. Right, that's the one.
Right,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Guaranteed
we're
to keep the coma patients in.
we're talking Stones of Blood at the moment, Spanky. Brian, please continue.
I don't know. What the fuck was I saying?
You were saying about how
Perfect-
it was a perfect
Doctor Who, you
example of
said.
Doctor Who.
Oh, and it had some great dialogue that's absolutely perfectly quotable.
Fair enough. That's good.
And
I
I'm
like
just
that.
going to throw this out there because I know you're expecting it from me. Mary Tam in that red dress.
Very
'Cause-
impractical
No,
shoes.
no. Hands down,
Mary
the
Tam.
woman looked gorgeous. Okay.
Mary Tam in anything.
True,
and you're a
but
happy camper.
That particularly suits her,
yes.
I think.
Compliments where the compliments are due, you know?
It appears that Retta in chat got a little bit scared by this. Retta, did you do a Brian and think it was real? We shall wait and see. Anyway, please continue, Brian.
I just want to say to Reddit, it's not real. I checked. The stones were not walking around.
It was a real stone circle, though.
There was a real stone circle.
Yes.
Yeah, no. I liked it. I'm just really worried that they're overusing the Mary Tam. She gets like maybe 3 good episodes in her run.
Interesting.
Episodes or stories?
Well, okay, we'll go with stories because that's how I equate it. She's mostly
half of them.
relegated to to playing the damsel in distress. But when she gets a good story for her, it's out of this world. Like this. This was one of the best ones for her.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. I think that's... Rebus Operation's a good one for her, I think. That's interesting stuff. I like that. Come on, guys. Energy. Energy.
I got energy.
Energy.
I'm using it to shovel food down my throat. But
I don't know. Oh, the demons. It's
well,
spelled
this is
A.
because I'm just going to throw this out there.
Yes.
Because this tangentially crosses over with one of the Big Finish episodes we have, as a matter of fact, for this week.
It does. Yes.
Mhm.
Someone's
Third one.
done his homework.
So I watched all 3 of them this week. Yes, I am well and prepared. For once. It'll never happen again. The future story hasn't told me so, so
You missed the
this was
poetry.
the one. I missed poetry?
You
no.
missed the poetry.
You
I'm
missed the
heartbroken.
poetry.
Oh,
We had a
crushing.
Jeff poetry slam.
We've got the
Oh,
famous
wow.
author
I'm-
Paula
I'm-
Nancy
I'm-
Millstone Jennings with us.
Wow, I'm crushingly depressed and disappointed that I missed that. I really am. Because as you all know, I am a true fan of poetry.
You see, it could
Not
have
just
been
of the
derivative.
bathroom stall variety, but
It
you
could
know,
have been
like
derivative of S. Baldrick's The German Guns, but it wasn't. It could so easily have fallen into that trap, but it didn't. And yes, I very much appreciated it. It's
I can read him another one.
Another
we are
one?
spoiled tonight.
I'll read you this one, Spanky. This is for you. This is the first one I wrote this week.
Okay.
It's called Hiding.
Ooh.
I thought I saw you coming toward me in the street, and I thought, oh no, that's someone I really don't want to meet. So I hid inside a bin until I saw that you had gone by. But it wasn't you after all, and now you owe me for the dry cleaning.
Wow, that is awesome. I love it. That's good stuff right there. That is epic. You are a dictator of many talents. That is no doubt. All right, damn it. I've been trying to find my book with all the little curses.
I think we need poetry appreciation chairs for Spanky.
Something, yes, definitely.
Right then.
I
Right.
tell you what the blessing for the day was, or the curse for the day.
Go on.
May your court-ordered anger management counselor be a mime. I think that's a curse. I just pull them out at random, and we get a curse or a blessing. And today was whatever the hell that was.
May you attend a Russian hospital with big windows.
Right? Mm-hmm. As a guest of
The
Uncle
sealed
Vlad.
windows.
Yeah.
You want them with the sealed windows.
Okay, Brian, anything more to say about Stones of Blood?
No, I'm done.
Okay, Sinister, what did you think of The Stones of Blood?
I have
Dr.
very
Wagner.
strong memories of this one
So
as
do I.
a child.
Mhm.
I was particularly freaked out by the cliffhanger where Romana falls over the cliff because she hears the doctor. I have this strange thing that I don't like stories or circumstances where one of our main characters thinks another of our main characters has been naughty or betrayed them. It fucks up my head, this does, and that fucked up my head. That the fact that she thought the doctor had tried to kill her. So that I thought was quite scary at the time. The second really strong memory I've got of this is the hitchhikers or the people in the tent.
Oh, that was so unnecessary, yet they put it in.
And they put it
Well,
in, right?
It was just brilliant. The Ogre go off to
Buddhist
recharge
violence.
and just kill a couple of people, just totally random people. They're only in that one scene, and that's it. They're gone.
So the poor lady goes, and she's stuck, and the guy tries to grab her.
So it makes me wonder what producer they were related to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It always. I didn't realize this at the time, but looking back, I do think it's a shame that the exterior bits weren't done on film. I've got a question. All the scenes at night in the circle, are they still location?
Some of it, but it does switch to studio.
Yeah, I couldn't work out what was what in the night scenes. I'll be honest with you.
Well,
Yeah, you can tell
that's
they're flopping
sort
back
of
and forth
good,
at times, but
isn't it?
I suppose it's sort of good. And then, of course, we get the ship in hyperspace. Now,
Yes.
I was a big Star Wars fan at the time, and I knew all about hyperspace. And I thought I liked the fact that hyperspace looked a bit like it did in Star Wars.
Except Star Wars looks a bit like the Doctor Who
Yeah.
subtle sequence. Just pointing that out.
It's a shared hyperspace.
The model of the ship was a bit ropey, but whatever. I can get over
It
that.
didn't have to do anything, really, did it? So they could just...
Yeah. And I liked... so this is where I come to I've got this strange view. So the later scenes where you've got the Megara putting the Doctor on trial,
Yes.
they are both brilliant and also very silly.
Yes.
And
That's
I can't...
a good way of putting it.
I can't
Yes.
decide whether it makes the story better or worse. It seems like a bit of a filler material, but the way the Megara are written and they're sort of talking amongst each other and referring to legal constructs and stuff is quite good. But then you've got the Césaire of Diplos just sitting there watching it all and not doing anything about any of it, really. It's just kind of...
Like,
It's all a bit... I mean, it's all a bit... I can't decide whether it's genius or just ridiculous.
It's absolute bunk. Yeah, I'm with you.
That's a good way of
Yeah.
describing the Graham Williams
Yeah.
So
era
yeah,
in
what you're
general.
saying is science fiction insanity.
Yeah. You've got K9 having a good old battle with the Ogre.
Yes.
That was quite good.
That was good.
It was so
Mr.
sad.
And in the opening episode, you've got Mr. DeVries, who's the villain. He don't last long, does he?
No, he doesn't.
And I will. What I'll say is, the Kaliak slash Césaire of Diplos.
Yes.
She's a bit pantomime villain.
Yes, that's a fair comment.
Fair.
A lot of ha 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 ha. You
She's
can't
the Wicked
defeat
Witch
me.
of the West.
Very
or-
much
or
so.
Snow
Yeah.
White.
Over
whatever.
the top.
Sorry, Brian.
She's a little over the top.
She is a bit over the top.
Total cookie
yeah.
cutter, right? She's a stereotype. Yes.
Yeah, but on the whole, this story, I like this story a lot, and I like the bookends as well, with the Doctor trying to put the pieces of the key together.
Fair enough.
And that's nicely bookended with the final scene, and I just, I don't have much to complain about. It's lovely.
This is a good story for K9.
You know what I thought about
It
for
really
her?
is a
I
good story
thought
for
White
K9.
Queen from Narnia, because wasn't
Yes.
BBC doing those the Narnia stuff
that
around
was
then
in
too?
the
Yeah.
80s.
Very
Well,
much
they
so.
did.
Yeah.
I thought they had some 70s stuff, right? Like, wasn't that when Tom was the Marshwiggle?
No, that was 80s.
Was in the 80s?
Yeah.
That was Prince
Yeah.
Caspian and the Silver
That's
Chair.
about
I'm trying to remember when
mid
the
to-
first one
mid to
was.
late 80s.
Well, you see,
Probably
going
what it
slightly
made me
off
think
on a
of
tangent.
first.
If I can go slightly off on a tangent here,
On the
This
blade?
is-
Never.
this has annoyed me for over 30 years. Doctor Who had just... It was the first week of a new series of Doctor Who,
Yes.
and so we have a magazine over here called the Radio Times, which at the time was owned by the BBC, and despite its name, it's a TV listings magazine. And basically it was always a big deal whenever Doctor Who got on the cover of the Radio Times, right?
Yes, it was.
And what annoyed me was it was the first week of a new and this was when I realised the BBC hated Doctor Who.
Ooh.
It was the first series of the first week of a new episode, a new series of Doctor Who,
Yeah.
and it was the second week of the Chronicles of Narnia,
Yeah.
and they put Narnia on the cover of the Radio Times and not Doctor Who.
hmm
Was that the Silver Nemesis?
Might have been, can't
Right.
remember. Anyway, it annoyed me because it was a perfect opportunity to have Doctor Who on the cover, and no, they decided to go for a series that had already started.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew that Doctor Who's time was limited.
That they had always had it in for Doctor Who, right?
Yeah,
And they've tried to
Yeah.
kill it and tried to kill it and tried to kill it. And just like in the show, the Doctor will not die. Suck it,
Yeah.
BBC.
and so basically they would just starve it of publicity. They just put it out. Fuck it. There's Doctor Who. We're not going to advertise it.
Suppose
And
we got
put it
that
up
amazing
against
Wolf
Coronation.
Fishy.
They put it up against Coronation Street on ITV, which at the time, well, still is actually the longest
death
running soap
slot.
opera
It's the death
in history.
slot.
Yeah, and it's it was just sabotage.
Yep.
Pure and simple.
And Grade admitted to it as well.
Mm.
Took the great delight in admitting to it. Him and Jonathan Powell.
Yeah.
We don't forget, you know. Oh, no.
Yep.
Michael Grade
I know.
is an enemy of the people.
Never forget.
Well, the we. I don't know about the people in and then again.
On a separate side note, it's feeding a wolf sushi is
Dangerous?
it's an iffy proposition at best because you never know which pieces he's going to take to on a given day.
Right, okay.
And in hindsight, this would have been a much, much, much better operation to have done at some other point in time than,
Yep.
on a carpet. But he seems to be enjoying himself, so I'm going to go with it.
Well, if you will eat sushi, I have no sympathy for you.
Yeah, well,
Horrible.
Put
I don't
wasabi
like
on it.
fish anyway, but raw fish?
She doesn't.
it's
She
not
doesn't
raw
like
fish.
her name. She doesn't like her name being shortened. It's Susan She.
That's right. But this isn't the raw fish anyway. It's a fried shrimp inside some rice and nori and so forth. It's tempura shrimp sushi. Sashimi is the raw fish. Sushi occasionally has raw fish, but usually it's cooked to one degree or another.
I'm
People
just a
often
big
make
fan
that
of
mistake.
nigiri.
There you go.
Gary?
Nigiri.
Oh, I thought you said Gary.
Mhm.
Poor Gary. What are you
Poor Gary.
doing?
He thought he had a friend for a minute.
What are you doing?
Don't worry, Gary. The rest of us still love you.
Sucks.
No, they don't. They're lying, Gary.
Sucks.
Shh. We have to keep our one listener.
It's all right. Sorry, what am I... Oh, you little shit, you've got it in for him tonight, haven't you? Oh, you little bugger. Tap your nose, young man, and you know exactly why. Sorry,
The
cats.
blood. Mm-hmm. I mentioned wolves. You got to go to cats. I understand.
No, it's
the circle of life.
Chestnut bullies one of my other cats, and he chased him out before we did the show. Socks came back in and tried to hide, but he's trying to climb up my clothes frame that isn't open or anything. I have no idea what he's trying to do. Sweetheart, that's not going to get you anywhere. Yeah, I wish I could show this. It's very strange.
They were the only fans.
Ah, bless him. I wonder what's got into
They
his
like
head.
that slice of life stuff too.
Very weird. So, pray continue. Spanky, why don't you do some talking about the Stones of Blood?
I will do talking about Stones of Blood.
Yes. So I take
Been
it you
here
finished.
Sort
Anthony.
of bounce around and crash through doors and things. That was great. I love rocks that animate themselves and demolish buildings, at least doorways and things. That was epic. I always love that. Canine zapping things. Always fun.
Great story for Kane.
Love that. It was good. Love Canine. And the whole Wicked Witch thing. Yes, that was. I had a problem with that. We will get to the the robot judge, whatever, artificial
The
AI,
Megara.
sparkly. Yes, the Nagara.
I think
The
that
bits
was
of
a great
sparkly-
idea, but it was played for laughs.
I think that it could have been, because why didn't the doctor just say, well, if you guys hadn't have fallen down on the job and forced us to open up your stupid freaking door because your prisoner escaped, you jackasses, we wouldn't have had to fucking have this
The law
problem,
cares
and
not
like,
for that.
done with it. And, like,
That is not connected
the doctor
to the
would have
actual
said it much more
offence.
diplomatically than me, but he could have said words to that effect
I'm
and neutralized
sorry?
the whole trial thing right there. He's so smart. He should have been able to pull that out of his ass easily, I think. And so by making the doctor stupid for the sake of
I think he
basically
played.
putting a joke out there was really
I
just
think
kind
he
of
was just
detracted
playing
from it
with
for
them.
me.
Yeah, I agree.
I think after a certain
And
point he
with
was,
who?
but at first he was kind of worried about getting killed, I think.
Sorry, with who? Me or Spanky?
I agree with the point you said about he was playing with
Playing
them.
with the
Yeah,
Nagiri.
yeah.
Eventually,
he's met law machines before. He knew what he's talking about. and he just,
Well.
admittedly, he was relying on a couple of things, but I think he was playing with them. The
he
wig,
just could've got 'em.
the lawyer's wig, on the other hand, was just one step.
Yeah,
too
the
much.
lawyer's wig. When I saw that, I knew he was goofing with them, but
Mm.
you know, it was still. Why didn't he just say, "Your fault"? You know, extenuating circumstance had to, and just make him zappy the chick that quick, and then we could have got on to more stuff. But no, it had to be
Stop
this
it.
drawn out sort of play for humor
Bastard.
that the only point that he would do that in this show, if you think about it, is basically to make fun of Romana.
Really?
You see what I'm saying? He's punking her. Well, think about it. Who's the only other person there? He's obviously not entertaining himself, right?
Oh, he is.
He does.
Yes,
he
I
does
just
a
do
lot of
this for
things to
fun.
kind of mess with
I think
Romana.
pretty much everything the Doctor does is to entertain himself.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was that with the Nigiri. I think it was more really he's just kind of having it on with Romana.
Megara.
Really. Nagara.
Megara.
Megara. I freaking like I can remember a name from a couple days ago.
Don't
I don't
make
remember my
me
name from this morning.
find the picture.
But anyway, that was the thing that bugged me the most. That kind of detracted from all. We was doing really good until then. I was really happy to see, wanton slaughter of campers. I think if they'd have put out like a whole bunch of more of those, like just a little thing, like some kid walking through the woods or something. Hey, what's this? A stone, flash, like sucked inside it or something. That would have been,
would
just a
enjoy
few of
this-
those, just to give you an idea of what
You
kind of
would
menace
enjoy
they were.
this old movie on Shudder, I believe. It's called The Prophecy.
It's a good
Well,
movie.
what they should have done to make it even darker was after the two tent people, campers, had been killed, if you just heard a plaintive, "Hey, are you there, Mummy?"
That would have been great. Yeah.
Oh.
That would have been awesome. I don't know if they were allowed
Where
to get
is
that
your
dark
mind
back
this
then,
week?
but that would have been cool. Dr. Sinister props. Now we know why the Sinister appellation got added after the Doctor right there, right? Absolutely. Well earned. Good stuff.
Wow.
Anyway, that's pretty much all my thoughts
Wow.
on that. So,
That's my headcanon now. That is
You-
real
you-
in my
yeah,
in my mind.
You know
Yeah,
when we come
awesome.
to do that for Two Fan Dinosaurs, we're both going to say that at the exact same time.
Mummy, are you there, Mummy?
Mommy, where
I'm
are
so
you?
cold.
Yeah.
You can hear the
Where's
voice
my sweater?
echoing over the heathland if you
Where'd this
listen
rock come from?
and
Ah!
wind's in the right direction. Ah, dear, dear,
Glorious.
dear, 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 dear.
Glorious. That's
Jimmy.
it. That's good. Love it.
Ah, right.
That's good stuff.
Anybody got anything else to say about Stands of Blood?
Love it.
Everyone enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just for the Magiri part or whatever. Like,
Megara!
Nigiri?
I will slap the back of your legs, you sausage. Right, so that was that. Next week. Oh, it's a shame it's not summer. But it is in Doctor Who
It
world.
got me thinking about sushi. The Nigiri?
You're wrong. You're just so wrong. You're bent and twisted.
Ah,
Ah, dear. Right, next week, it's the Androids of Tara. The fourth
Prisoner of
segment
Zenda.
of The Key to Time. Or The Prisoner of Zenda, take your pick. Yep, so we've got that. We did listening this week as well. We listened to a box set.
and how?
I can't remember what the box set was because I've listened to
It was
some...
the, what is it, the Doctor Unleashed or something?
Oh, the Doctor of War.
Yeah, it was the Doctor of War.
Oh, right. That was
Um,
that one. Right, okay. So
Right.
I'll explain why. It's I've also, they did a really lovely offer on Big Finish,
Yeah, the
basically.
Doctor Unbound, that's what it is.
All
Doctor
of
of
the,
War,
all
Doctor
of the,
Unbound Part 2.
all of the original Unbounds for 1799. There's, I think, 8 stories there. And I've been hoovering them up, apart from a couple.
These are all what ifs, right?
Yeah. And this is part 2 of what if the Fourth Doctor didn't decided to destroy the Daleks. he decided he had the right. And as we know, he regenerates into Colin Baker, who's the warrior. Because there's a time war going on. Time is completely screwed. And that is a slight problem with this one. Now, bear with me a moment, because my memory's done a really great thing.
I'm trying to figure out, like, remember the plot? The Who Am I first one? Which one was that?
Oh, right, yes. So the first one, thank you. That jolted my mind. Yes. It's set on the world of the Tesh and the Sever-Team.
Yes, that's right. Leela?
Yep.
Right?
However, of course, the Fourth Doctor doesn't turn up to repair Zoanon. It's the Master.
Yeah.
And it turns out, trying to review this, he does meet Leela, but instead of jelly babies, it's acid drops. He suggests she takes a yellow one. The red ones have a tendency to explode. And everything is being controlled for a reason.
Reading program, right?
Yeah.
You will read with this guy, but I can't. It's unholy.
It's, yeah, it's a bit different to Face of Evil. Like I say, this one's a difficult one to review without giving too much away. Just think of the Face of Evil if the Master had become involved instead. Jeffrey Beavers playing the Master, who is not crispy.
Right.
But
crispy.
becomes progressively more so over the box set continues. Things keep happening to him. It's quite unfortunate, really. Poor bloke can't catch a break. Ah, dear. The second one is Time Killers. A complete waste of a location. They arrive on Marinus. Now, those of you would know, Keys of Marinus. They could do something with that, the Vord or the Conscience or whatever. Nope, nothing. It could have been any other planet. I found this
that
one
movie with what's his name, Justin Timberlake, right, where time is banked. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, probably.
It's a good
not.
movie, actually.
It sounds
was
familiar.
surprisingly good. It's a science fiction. Really good.
The Doctor and the Master who are working together are after a weapon, a temporal weapon that appears to be there on Marinus. I found this one very confusing. It didn't help, as I later found out, that the Big Finish download was missing 3 tracks.
Oh.
That's an issue.
That has been corrected. But I'm sorry, Time Killers... it was just too confusing, which for me to say that is quite... not trying to show off or anything else like that, but I'm fairly good. And then you got the key to time.
Well, I mean, the whole point of the thing was you're using time as currency, and that's screwing up time. I think that's not giving stuff away. And then TARDIS hijinks, infinite TARDISes, yay! And then, okay, now we can go on to the next thing, because I just wanted to get to the whole infinite TARDISes thing. That was fun. Anyway, when you have a bank vault that's essentially like this weird time, oopsie. But okay, so last one, key to time.
Two TARDISes really love each other.
When 2 TARDISes really love each other in an extra dimensional, temporally dislocated space-time continuum, things happen.
Is actually what happens.
Oh, chicka wow wow, chicka wow wow. That's where all the TARDISes came from, right here. There's one thing, boom. It was only one TARDIS to start with, and then bang, infinite number.
Anyway,
You fracture a moment, and boom, infinite
They're all
slice.
type 40.
with all hell breaking loose and the universe being destroyed and everything else like that because of what's happened with the fracture in time, the splinter, the fork.
That causes
The
problems.
White Guardian gets involved. Well, we think it's the White
Oh
Guardian.
yes. Right.
Never
And we've had this question
100%.
before.
Shush. Never. We're never 100% certain it is actually the White Guardian. It could have been one of the others.
Anyone
But
sitting on
anyway,
Vickers
they
Woods?
decide the Doctor, or rather the Warrior, gets sent to find the key to time.
Again,
Well, no, this will be the first time for him.
well for him, but he does mention
different timeline.
right. But he does mention I've done this before. He says it in there. Really,
He's getting flashes of memories from other things.
bits and pieces, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the White Guardian provides him with a companion, and it's Davros.
Davros. Yeah.
Oh, God.
What
Yes.
follows is essentially a road movie.
Right.
The
with-
the
Can I-
Bloody Road movie. You
Yeah.
can imagine from that, right?
Have you heard of Story Dice?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Story Cubes.
hmm
I've got a whole set of them down here. There's Star Wars ones. There's.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
much
something-
how I play my RPG adventures.
Right.
I was going to
uh-huh.
say when you say the warrior has to find the key to time with Davros, someone's just fucking rolling some dice then.
That's right. That's exactly what happened. They got story dice, and they went, "That'll fuck him up." Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. The two of them can't hurt each other. They're not allowed to hurt each other. And so they've got to work together. And
Let the buddy fucking begin, right?
oh
Yeah.
man, it's some good stuff. It's a good one. The key to time.
It's funny. The key to time, because what is the key pieces don't turn out to be the key pieces, and it's a double cross inside of a triple cross inside of a quadruple cross. And remember, as we told you last time, we talked about the key to time opening on this, right? Anybody that sits in a wicker chair is always evil.
Evil.
Mm-hmm.
Evil. Capital E-V-I-L.
So I got to ask
And-
you a question, Spanx.
Wait, that was a good thing though about that. They mentioned the wicker chair. It's not wicker. It's woven strands of infinity.
Oh,
That's what the White Guardian said that the chair was actually made out of. We were like, ooh, okay.
Nice.
We'll have a line in Meglos that's similar to that, which will be hideously uttered by Edward Underdown. God, what a great name. I'll be going on about that name. Question for you.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
would have you... I'll start that again. How
ahead.
would you have coped
You want to take two?
with the first one, with the Tesh and the Seba team and whatever, without
How would I
the briefing I gave you about
Oh.
the face of evil?
Well, your briefing went in one ear and out the other, so probably the same. It would have been the same.
So how did he cope with it?
Well, no, I thought it was good. I
it
got
all right?
no, it was good. No, that all I needed to hear out of the briefing was it's a what if, and that enabled me to go from there.
Fair enough.
I got the relevant information out of that because I couldn't remember all the details you said. And
There's
like,
a couple of the original what ifs I'd love you to go through.
I would
really
love to because they were awesome. I've been enjoying them a lot. So yeah, I like this. They do a really good job. Big Finish does, and hauling all these original cast members and stuff, and doing as best they can to faithfully, produce these things is really impressive. So
Hang on, I'm going to try and find out what we're getting next.
now you know what the thing is going to be one of these days, right? Somebody's going to go and like animate these things or something, and set them to the voice work that they've done, right? That'll happen one day. Where people are recreating lost episodes and stuff like that. Like one day, somebody's big thing will be, let's take all the Big Finish and like turn them into, visual things, and
Yeah, I can see that happening.
that'll happen. Yeah.
Well, Josh Snares animated the Out of Time one with 10th Doctor and the 4th Doctor.
That's cool. I saw the little ad they had for it with the little Daleks and stuff running around, and like the Daleks flashing back and forth. It was very clever. It was very well done. The ad for that, because it showed you like the flashes back and forth through time and how the probabilities change and stuff. I thought that was a
Next
really
week-
good setup.
Next week, we may get the 11th Doctor.
Okay.
Have to wait and see. If we don't, we'll look at a Doctor Who Unbound. Because why not? It's been a
How long can we get the new Doctor in the whatever new Who series? Like,
well,
isn't
first
he
of all, they've
coming
got
out
to have a
soon?
license. They haven't got the license to do the latest stuff.
Oh
I think
my.
it's up to the end of Capaldi they're allowed to do. And then it's a case of getting the actors, because the actors from New Who
Right.
are a lot busier, except
I
apparently
mean,
David
how long
Tennant.
before the new Who comes out with the newest Doctor, the one everybody's up in arms about because he's happens to have a much better tan than any previous Doctor? Like, how long before that actually hits the air and people can then really
That will
have an
be
uproar?
next November,
Next November. Okay.
the 60th anniversary. Get that
I
into
can
your
never
head.
remember. 60th anniversary. There we go. That's right.
Righty-ho. Good. Yeah, so there we go. And now I'm going to tune out for a little bit. Gentlemen, tonight, who is leading your discussion on space, colon? Hang on.
Oh fuck! I think it's back to me.
Basically.
Above and beyond. Right.
Put me
okay.
on. Right? Mhm.
All
Yes,
right.
it is.
So, space above and beyond. Continuation from last week's pivotal cliffhanger. So you see the aftermath of the 58 ejecting from the Chig bomber and landing on the planet, and they're all sorts of fucked up. As you do, you get taken prisoner when you're on an alien planet.
Of course.
It happens.
Of course.
One of
Whole planet.
the whole planet.
It's amazing how in all these different programs, everything centers just around one tiny area
Yep.
on the planet. Doesn't matter which series you're watching.
Itty bitty beep.
It's just like this 12 block area.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it. It's like
So
basically
we
you've got all
find
New
out
York to go
that-
through, but you only shoot in Hell's Kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. So we find out that the Chigs are officially allied with the AI, the synthetics,
Yeah.
and they're running the synthetics are running the prison. While being let in, you see Wes' missing girlfriend.
What are the chances?
I
What are the
know.
chances?
How bizarre, huh? This certainly won't lead to anything. You also find out in an interesting throwaway that the Chigs really do not like the smell of human blood.
No.
Apparently they have a name for the humans, something in their own language that
Blood stink creature.
There's an irony.
Stinky
there.
red creatures, red stink creatures,
Yeah.
right?
red stink creatures.
Definitely an irony.
There's an irony in that. It's probably loses something in translation. So the Saratoga is there. It's waiting. It's looking.
As usual, in the middle of space, no scouts out or
no
anything.
freaking
completely
support whatsoever.
down,
No
ass to
cap.
wind.
No
Yep.
nothing. Hey,
In enemy
whatever.
territory.
This
Yep.
is the 90s.
bent
dude.
over and clapping them cheeks, yelling, "Come and get it!" That's
Mhm.
basically right. Yeah.
So they
That's
spot
them.
the entire Chig fleet going out to the other side of the Butterfly Nebula. So they go in.
Butterfly.
Yes, Butterfly.
Butterfly.
So they go in and okay, yeah, there's some bombers, big freaking whoop. They blow them out of the sky. They send down a retrieval squad of Marines to get the 58, who have by now escaped, complete with Wes' girlfriend. And as she's trying to get Wes to lead everyone in her direction, she uses everybody's name.
Oh.
He's never told her their names.
Oh. The
Wes
twist.
shoots
The twist.
the twist. Wes
And that M. Night
shoots his
Shyamalan
girlfriend.
worthy twist.
There was another twist where West has a cut on his hand
Mhm.
and he's bleeding, and she's like, "Oh,
Oh,
like that,
yeah. hmm
Oh.
That was your first clue. Yeah.
stinky blood."
Right.
Oh. Sorry, I can keep doing this if you like.
Yeah,
Oh no,
So
that's
we
an
know
his
you.
interesting
girlfriend
twist.
who turns into a blob of goo.
Aw, but we've all had that happen to us.
Yeah, right.
Eh,
It was her time of the month.
Oh,
She was
oh,
up.
So,
too far.
yeah, apparently chigs melt when you kill them. We learned that. And they can shape change. Wow, cool. So you never
So,
get
yeah.
to know what they really look like.
That's the summary. Guys, what did you think? Who wants to go first?
Let me go first.
Go for it, Spanky.
West hate
Chigs
alert.
melt when
West
you
hate
kill them.
alert.
You never get to see what they look like. And West, yes, is a fucking dolt. Because first things first, he is so far up the memory of his girlfriend's ass that, he just does stupid shit. He spills all their little plans and stuff to her, which I guess it's a good thing that she was a chig and not one of the AIs, because that would have been broadcasted everywhere immediately, his stupidity, right? That he was so
Using their
skillfully,
modem.
right, using their modems.
A megabyte
That he was
modem.
so easily pumped for information by this bimbo lookalike that then, would have, given the information to all the chigs and stuff. But instead it was them, that did it. And I just, God, why couldn't he have gotten killed right there? Then he sucks face with the monster thing and it dies. And I'm just wondering, like,
Poison sacs in the tongue, huh?
and toad tongue and all that. Right. And she's barfed out by his
I'm
blood.
just going to say one thing in his defense. The
Uh-huh.
doctor has made out with a Zygon.
That's true. Okay, so yeah, all right. But in the defense, I'm not talking about him. No, it's like the thing is so grossed out by the blood, but he's bleeding, and then it decides to suck face with him to carry off the whatever the dedication of this creature's craft is of deceiving him or interrogating him and trying to lead him into that little ambush. But I mean, it was just so poorly done. Just, oh my God, Wes is so stupid. How did he not see all that coming? Because he's West, he's an idiot, and he should have been killed a long time ago. That's why.
So when you
Okay,
said you wanted to look at this show,
Well, he's in his little, like, holding cell or whatever. He's not being tortured or nothing. Everybody else is getting treated like garbage, but he's all there nice and safe alone. And then his girlfriend pops up with some other dude and rescues him because he obviously failed in what they thought would have been the plan. He should have escaped and gone and rescued her, but he screwed that up because, face it, he's West. And, the chicks had to come and get him out because he was screwing it up too badly.
But
It's
what about
nothing-
Wang?
Wang.
Poor Wang.
Yes, poor Wang, who gets tortured and tortured and tortured and makes his sellout video. Yeah, that was another thing too, which was right there, like in the span of what, a couple hours? Because they weren't down there that long, not even a day, right? He broke so fast. Like, basically he got tickled and went, okay, I'll talk. And that was it. So there was that. That was really bad.
you must have
He showed him the
undergone.
knife and he spilled his guts. That was
you must
it.
have undergone an anti-interrogation training.
Yes, SEER school actually, and Jess, jungle environment survival training, it's escape evasion, whatever, all that stuff. So yeah, got to be taken prisoner by Navy SEALs and held in a POW camp.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm the last one to get caught. We were in the jungle in the Philippines, and then got kind of like three of us escaped, and I was one.
If you survive the interrogation by the Navy SEALs,
Mhm.
at the end, do they all go, oh?
No, but they beat the living shit out of you when you make that joke to them.
Okay.
Found that out.
To
Yeah.
be fair, a bit like the SAS, they're not
What?
really the sort of guys you joke with like that.
Yeah, but here's the thing about SEALs. While
Evil
they're in
people.
these teams, and I think it was at 83, I think, or 87 when they came out with Team 6, they gave America a total of 2 SEAL teams.
Hang
And
on,
this is at
Team
Keepy Point Naval Air
6 is
Station.
the second one.
Yes,
Were they hoping?
Team 3 and Team 6.
Right.
Well, the reason why they're giving those numbers is so other nations or whatever powers don't know exactly how many we have or teams or how many men are in them and so forth.
Bizarrely, that makes sense.
It's like tank production numbers in World War II.
Yeah.
Germany would say this is tank number 10,001 rather than it being tank number 1.
Exactly.
Brian, I hope you bought enough for everyone.
No, fuck you.
That's right. I forgot to bring the Twinkies over here, and I got something to show everybody too. Something else that's gonna.
Whoa, family
I'm on the
show.
fence about. Yeah, I know, but don't worry, it's gonna be worse
Was the
than that.
injunction worn off then?
No, maybe we'll see.
Sinister, what did you make of this?
Um,
Because Brian's mouth is full. Coffee.
yeah. So
Coffee, go on. New York police cop.
So-
Coffee, donut. Coffee,
there are
donut.
some interesting bits in this. It's interesting that the Silicates have got this alliance with the Chigs. Basically, they're left to run this prison, but there
Going
is a
really
Chig.
well, yeah.
There is a Chig on the planet watching the torture.
Oh, boy.
Because what they try a couple of psychological things. So Wang, as Spanky said, gets interrogated and spills his guts. Damphus and Vanson are told that only one of them's leaving the cell alive, and they've got to decide which one that's going to be.
Nasty mind game.
Yeah, they try a quite obvious thing where Damphus goes up to someone and says, "I want to be the one that survives," and everyone goes, "Right, you are then," and then plays back the recording. But of course,
I would have shot her immediately.
the whole thing's been set up between them, and they have a fight and basically bust out. But meanwhile, you've got Cooper and McQueen are running around outside. They're both tanks. And McQueen tells this story of when he had been captured once. And he says he heard a voice crying from down the corridor, really screaming. And when he woke up, he realized it was his own voice.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then at the end, Coop says, "Why do you help these people, the humans? Because they're both tanks, right?" And it is an interesting question because tanks are shit on from a great height from pretty much everybody. They're considered to be lazy, disloyal,
Yeah.
stupid, all the rest of it. So yeah,
And he gives a
it's-
shit answer.
It is somewhat beyond the realms of credibility that the entire 58th comes out alive at the end of all of this and is rescued by their own ship rather than being stranded for years in enemy territory. But we also see something
to begin with.
we also see something sneaky going on. These Marine guys turn up and say, "Oh, we'll take care of everything." And when they come back, one of them's got something with him.
Mystery package, right?
A mystery package.
Bag of something from the camp.
Something
to be
from the
fair,
camp.
that package would be pretty much standard for any 90s Fox
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
always the conspiracy.
The MacGuffin,
Yeah.
right?
Because at one point, the Silicate that's torturing Wang says, "Come on, admit it. You invaded their Chig territory first." And of course, Wang knows nothing about this. But there's probably something in that. These aliens didn't necessarily attack unprovoked.
Right? He said, "You attacked them. You invaded, and you attacked."
There's something going on that the general population of Earth doesn't know about.
Wouldn't be the first corporation
Probably
to start a war just
spearheaded
so
by
they can
that
make money off of it,
corporation.
right?
Correct. Well, the whole history of the British Empire, it wasn't necessarily conquest for the sake of conquest. It was conquest for the sake of trade.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, the whole,
the whole of India was given to a company, the East India Company, to run. It's like if you've been watching Andor at all,
No
and this
spoilers,
was established. This has been established in Star Wars for a long time.
Okay.
But a lot of the galaxy is run by corporations under license from the Empire.
Right. Okay.
So you're not dealing with Imperial troops, you're dealing with corporate goons. And it's only when things get out of hand that the Empire says, "Right, fuck it, we're stepping in now." They are ostensibly in charge, but you don't see them. And this is like the whole thing about corporates, going out and exploiting things on behalf of, humanity or whatever. Anyway, that seems to be where we're going with it.
Same thing, America and South America, right?
Are you enjoying your watch through of this? That's for all of you.
Not as good as I remember.
The effects kinda are dated
Yeah.
severely.
Oh, and the whole I have a problem with. Okay, this is a Chig homeworld supposedly, or at least a Chig world. They find one city. They've only got one bomb. They drop it. They miss and then crash.
Oops.
Yeah.
And that was it. Basically, like that fast, they crash and they get up and they walk out, and that's when the troops are arriving. There should have been aircraft. There should have been, troop carriers. There should have been APCs. There should have just been everything they had on that planet focused on that one point, basically.
Yeah.
Not, we'll just throw a couple guys out there and let these AI dudes handle it. Like, what?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
not to mention the AI dressing like a 90s version of Mad Max Biker's Gang.
Yeah. It was like, really, y'all? Come on now. Come
I
on.
mean,
Lost
seriously,
Boys.
these are supposed to be computer intelligences and shit. The fuck?
And can I also say, they constantly make this blipping sound, don't they? This kind of
Yeah.
noise. So
That's the
imagine imagine the situation. You're hunkered down. You're in a fight with these silicates. You know they're out there somewhere. You don't know where they are, and suddenly, oh, he's over there.
He's over there, right? Like, what?
What if
And
you
then the
had
one-
that as your text buzzer?
And what was the one silicate
You're
shoots the other
hiding
one?
out there, and you make
Just
that
random.
noise.
To show that, they could.
How
or
Yeah,
they
like
don't
how
care.
Random Life is or something. Like they're
Yeah,
there in
yeah.
the cell and they're going to kill one of you, and then she pulls out her pistol and then shoots a silicate instead of one of the two girls.
But presumably, these silicates don't reproduce. They certainly don't repair themselves because they're face. So every time a silicate dies, that's one less.
Right. You would think, right? Unless they've got a manufacturing facility somewhere or something. Are they uploading their brains into something or something? They've got a modem? Okay, maybe, but like, what the... Meh. Like, just... You would think they would respect each other's lives more than that, even with their take a chance BS. Like,
Oh yeah, and that take a chance stuff that's gone
came out
now.
again. Yeah.
In the earlier episode was like, oh, I don't know whether I should kill you or let you go. Take
Yeah.
a chance, let me
Take
go.
a chance.
Okay, I'll let you go then. That's such a
Like,
cop out way.
The hell? Yeah, right? Like, They
Alright,
did the... What was it? What was the thing that they were telling the two in the cell? Chance or choice? Chance or choice. That's what they turned it into this
Choice
time,
or
right? Chance or
Chance is the
choice.
name of the episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Ugh.
Fair enough. How many episodes left?
Well, there are 23, and that was episode 9.
I know.
And I have to say, and I don't relish saying this, it feels like we've been going longer.
Yeah.
Would you
That
like
just
to
for the-
take a break and come back to it? Maybe next
For
year
the
sometime.
plot holes, that one could have been a better episode. They had such grand hope for it.
What would you like
know?
to do? Would you want to continue?
We'll
Do you
keep
want to take
going.
a break?
No, we'll keep going. The war doesn't stop for us.
That's right. No, just I mean, they had such vision, and that's what's a lot of shows from the '90s, right? That failed like this. The problem is they had such good ideas and that were so poorly executed, And now we see great ideas that are excellently executed. Like what was the one that superhero thing on Netflix that they did such a great job with, and they killed it anyway?
Oh, Jupiter's Legacy?
Jupiter's Legacy, right? They snuffed that, and they crushed that. They did so well with that. That could have gone to so much more, and because there's so much more to that story. Oh my god! And like they just plugged it because
I'll tell you what they should have done here, and I realise why they didn't do it because it's lack of budget, right? But so, as I've said many times before, you've got fighter pilots being sent on ground missions.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it doesn't make sense. They should have had this series told from the perspective of 2 squads of people.
yes,
One being a
One
group of
grunt.
infantry, one being a group of fighter jocks. They
Mhm.
don't even have to be aboard the same ship. They could
Yep.
be off doing different things, and they could occasionally cross over and meet each other. But once a week it's an infantry episode, one week it's a fighter episode. and do it like that.
Yep, that would have made it. That would have done so much
Yeah.
better. But they tried to shoehorn so much into so little that
And
they
let's
really.
face it, they
screwed the
had
pooch.
Fox
Yeah, they had
in
Vox.
control, and so they were trying everything they could to make it as X-Filesy as possible.
As they
because
could,
it was
right.
Their own hit show at the
I-
time.
What works?
I
Aliens.
think networks that start series like this and then cancel them after one series should be banned from making any more sci-fi for 5 years.
It's a suffer a penalty.
Until they
right?
learn better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you ban a director from being in charge of a company.
Absolutely.
Right then. Moving on. Because
Yes,
we have
ma'am.
to. Okay.
Eventually. Yes.
I'm going to turn to Dr. Sinister and say, Dr. Sinister, Callan, what happened
Oh,
this
yeah.
week?
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Right, okay.
Oh.
Callan's nobbing this nurse
Yeah.
and having a jolly good time. He's on a bit of a break.
universe. Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mears is beating the shit out of someone in Hunter's office.
As you would.
In his office, right, dude?
In
In,
his
the office. Like,
Hunter comes in and says, "For fuck's sake, I've told you about this."
like
Anyway,
it happens
the
so
guy-
often. Yeah.
The guy sadly dies, but it turns out that somebody has been assigned to take out the entire unit.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what the unit's called, do we?
It's the section. It's all it's
The
called.
section.
section.
That's it, just the section, right?
Yeah. So everyone starts getting super paranoid, and everyone starts covering everyone else.
Except
They start
Callan
to
initially because he doesn't know.
Callan doesn't know, and he's getting followed by this guy, and Callan beats the shit out of him because he doesn't know what's
Coverage.
Anyway, and then people start suspecting it's Callan's girlfriend. Meanwhile, Callan's girlfriend's is having an interview for a new job with this strange woman. Basically, spoiler alert, it's this woman, not the girlfriend, who's going around bumping off people, and fucking Hunter dies.
Hunters
Takes
come
out the
and
head
go.
of the section.
Hunters come
What?
and go.
Hunters
Yeah,
come and go.
but she takes him out.
Yeah. Were you
Anyway,
not expecting that?
No.
Only a couple of episodes ago, he'd arrived and someone was trying to kill him then.
Well, just look what they put Callan's girlfriend through. I mean, she is just eating it from him because he really can't trust anybody. And ultimately, Callan is about Callan. When he knows the job he's in, at some point, all decisions have to come down to me. Keep me alive, keep me going, because that's the nature of that beast. If he doesn't watch out for himself, ultimately, he's going to die like the rest. And he's seen it happen a bunch of times. So, he's always going to make that choice.
Is there an episode of Callan that doesn't involve in someone getting shot at the end and dying?
I don't know. We can try and get a counter up on the screen.
Because I've yet to see one.
I'm trying to think. Well, Spanky might be able to help me. Spanky, what's the title of the next one, please?
Oh, of Callan?
Yeah.
Let me
I wonder if
see.
it's the one I think it is. It's mostly shot on location.
I can't remember.
If
Yeah.
it's the one I think
It's the
it
one
is.
where they go to Germany.
Yeah. What's it called?
Heir apparent.
Heir Apparent. There we go. I think you might enjoy this one as well. Talking buddy cop movies.
Right?
But this woman carves
She
a
wants to
deep
be
hole.
Luther Joyce, but she isn't.
Yeah. She does cut
Yeah.
a big hole into the section. She
well,
really does
She takes
cut
out
a
2 or 3
big
of them, doesn't
hole into the section.
she?
You know,
Serious damage.
and you have the same thing like with the guy tailing Callan, right? It's the same like we saw in the episode before this with the dipshit in the coat and glasses and all. Like, what a moron! Because the new guy's a dipshit too. He hasn't had enough time to get enough field training though to acquire the skills he needs, like Callan has, or like the other guy has. That let them survive. So this is a real. You get to see that edge of this. It's where no matter how much training you get, like in the academy or wherever it is they prep these spies, your real training comes in the field. And if you don't get it fast and get it good, you're boned. So the attrition rate for newbies is through the roof, big time.
Yeah.
Zug Zug. Did we enjoy this?
That was one of the best episodes of Callan.
It's a high body count.
That makes it good in your book?
No, just the all the crazy shit that goes on and the stuff you see him put through. The writing on this show is just amazing. These writers are really talented, and the direction that's given to the actors and stuff is they're doing a really good job at bringing the story faithfully to the screen without screwing it up or going,
Right.
without TVing it up. Let's say that.
Thanksgiving is coming up. It's the ideal chance for you to catch up on Callan if you want to join us, because you're missing out.
No, I'm not.
Callan is awesome, so good. It's such a great show.
Okay.
They could redo that now if they could keep that flavor of it, that grit.
I know.
They could remake it now and it would be freaking awesome.
I think a
They
lot
did.
of
It's
grit
called
is
Lasagna
something to
Nikita.
do with the way it's made. I don't
Oh,
think.
no,
I think it would lose something translated to modern day filming techniques.
I don't think so. I think you had what was the really gritty part about it was how the actual desperate nature of the intelligence game during the Cold War. That's what was gritty. Okay? The hot war that was going on between various intelligence agencies during the Cold War was brutal and bloody. All right? So I think we could get that now easily with what's going on in today's world with our intelligence agencies, especially in the last year or so, with the attrition that's been going on with our overseas agents and our allies, undercovers and embeds and snitches and stuff because of this massive intelligence leak we've had.
Can I turn that on its head though?
Certainly.
We could have a modern version of this series, but the guys we're following are not the good guys.
But that's the thing.
None of them are good. Yeah.
Are they the good
No,
guys?
my point being that everything the section does is for the sake of Great Britain or the Alliance or NATO, whatever. I think it would be interesting to see
The Russian side.
it
of it.
told. Well, not the Russian side. The Russians are a spent force, in my opinion. But
Oh, sorry,
another-
I'm still thinking period. Sorry, you're saying modern day.
No, I got
Okay.
you. Yeah. Iranian or something.
Sort of like
Absolutely. Yeah.
the Americans.
Venezuelan, Cuban, Iranian, whatever. Yeah, like the American show. Or what's that West German Russian cop show thing that they did the American voiceover for? Oh man, I can't remember. This cop, it's a buddy cop thing. And it's kind
What
of
is
comes
that
off
about
hokey,
buddy
but,
cops and this episode of the
but
Flash?
yeah,
and
I mean
Blade?
it's like got like Channing Tatum and a whole bunch of other like famous people doing the voiceover for it. It's hilarious. It's on Netflix or Amazon or something. I'll dig that up and find it out.
Or La Femme Nikita from
Sort of, yeah, right.
the 90s.
In Time was the
or
Justin
Nikita.
Timberlake movie. Watch that.
I've got two things to mention.
Please.
I'd like a new title for this section called Production Error Corner.
Oh yes. I mean, you can. This is another wonderful thing. We're introducing Spanky to the evolution of the Thames logo.
Right. Okay. So first of all,
Thames logo, right?
I'd
That
like
did change a lot.
I'd come back briefly to Stones of Blood.
Yes. yes.
There is a bit in Stones of Blood when I think it's Romana and Amelia talking, and the boom mic comes into shot. Okay.
You're not supposed to notice.
But
Mm.
in Callan, they fade to the title card for one of the commercial breaks, and the sound fades up, and you can hear the studio.
Yeah.
that. Couldn't it?
In one of those, don't they could do a cut and one of the sound guys is crouching down with a mic in his hand too? Like in one of the earlier episodes, like that kind of stuff happens sometimes back in the day, but
Yeah, you see a shadow of a microphone or whatever sometime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it any worse than watching Dark Shadows and seeing the strings on the bat wings?
yeah. Oh,
Needs
man.
must when the devil vomits in your armpit, I suppose.
Yeah, right.
So you enjoyed that. You'll enjoy next week's. In fact, I'm looking forward to going and watching
I like
it again
Alan.
now.
I think it's a good show, yeah.
And yeah. I can't remember what it was called. What was it called, Spanky? Can you remember?
Heir apparent.
Heir Apparent. That's the Callan episode.
Is anyone keeping track of how many people Callan kills?
No.
Right. We probably should keep a running count, right? Like a Twinkie count of every time, Callan kills somebody, we put a Twinkie up. Yeah. I think that would be good. Yeah,
Can't have
the
the
heir
bing-
apparent,
can't
I
have
will
the
give you a
bell
hint
noise.
about it. It's because, now they need a new hunter, right? So Callan and what's his name? The
Mears.
dipshit that Mears, have to go and get the new
Hunter.
hunter who
It's
is
a
undercover.
buddy cop movie, basically.
Basically, it's a buddy cop episode, right? With,
Oh, I'm looking forward to watching this again.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very much so. So that's next week's lineup then. Androids of Tara, whatever Big Finish is. If it's something, great. If not, we'll look at Unbound.
Android of Tara
Oh,
would have
an
been so
episode of
much
Space
better
Above and
if they
Beyond.
were all wearing those Zardoz loincloths, I think. But
Very
that's just me.
possibly. And
Next
Callan Heir
week's
Apparent.
episode of Space Above and Beyond is called "Stay with the Dead."
Which is nice.
The Mears episode, or the what's his name episode? Not Mears.
West.
The West episode.
Oh,
Yes.
you're going to love this then. Next Friday, like we said, Two Fan Dinosaurs will be back. We'll be watching episodes 1 and 2 of Meglos. And, of course, we're running this competition to win a Season 18 Blu-ray box set. Worth it.
How do we win the
Worth it.
competition?
We don't know yet. You're going to have to wait. Which reminds me, I've got to send a couple of messages off. Oops.
Don't forget to put something on that for the Facebook.
Oh,
There's
can
no,
I make
there's no
a
interaction thing.
Right.
Can I make a personal appeal, please?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Personal
I think I know where we're heading with this. But go on.
I have been checking my local B&M stores for the new Doctor Who figures. They're not there. I've got my mum, who lives down in Gosport, with the biggest B&M I've ever seen, going to regularly. She says they're not there, but they are being seen around the country. I can't bloody find them. And the problem is all the scalpers are going to buy them, and I'll end up having to pay twice the price on eBay. I really don't want to do that. So if anybody has a B&M store near them and can find the 4 new Doctor Who figure sets and is prepared to post them to me, obviously in return for the relevant recompense, I'll give you a country when I take over the planet.
Can I just
That's a
say,
really good deal.
Can I just say, the same with me, except I just want 1 packet of the Dalek sets. Just the 2,
Action figures for a
please.
country.
I don't want the figures. I just want the Daleks.
Siobhan won't give you a country, but she will be undyingly grateful.
Pretty sure I got given Australia by somebody somewhere just because it's got spiders, which was evil. Evil.
It's great spiders. Love spiders.
Evil.
Spiders are great.
And of course on Thaco Gaming next Saturday, we've got
Oh, while you're doing that,
the
I'll be right
second episode of the Ghost Hunters RPG,
Yes.
which will be the first one that we'll actually have a record of. Yeah,
Well, the spirits didn't want us to have a record of
did
the
they
first.
not? Right. Okay.
It's all
it's a busy weekend next week. Weekend rather. Talking of weeks, Andrew, what's coming up for you this week?
Just work. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be spending the week in Halifax, but not this week.
Hey, that's grand, lad.
Twinkies.
Give it up, love. It's not
No
going to happen.
salmon.
I contacted them. They didn't reply. I'm sorry.
What are those? Bouncers? What are they?
They're new.
Oh,
They
glazed
look like
Twinkies.
Twinkie dots.
Like they couldn't be even more unhealthy.
Glazed
Frankie,
Twinkies.
if you're saying something, you're on mute.
Sorry, yes, my bad. No, so we got this new development in the field, and this is where I have a problem. It's a Twinkie that's supposed to be like in this little package with some icing on it and all that. Only it's not a Twinkie. It's some freaking cupcake crap. It's not Twinkie cake. It's freaking cupcake crap, damn it.
Send
I
it
bought
over
a box
here and
I'm
I'll
pissed
check
off.
it out. Send it over here. I'll check
But
it out.
this one, because it's made off of the ding dongs, actually was pretty good because it's ding dong cake, but it's got like the clear sort of whitish kind of frosting on it instead of the chocolate ding dong stuff. If they'd have put the chocolate ding dong stuff on there, it'd be better. And
Sorry,
they show
hang
you, it
on.
looks
Whoa,
like
whoa,
there's
whoa,
an
whoa,
awful
whoa,
lot of
whoa.
spooge in there, but there's very little in there.
Are you swearing every time you say ding dong?
Ding dong?
Yes, are you self-censoring?
No, why?
It's just that's the
Ding
only
dong.
explanation I can give for you saying
No.
ding dong so many times.
Wait here.
Why am I going to regret this?
Because
Okay.
you knew immediately.
Yeah, I suppose I should. Ding dongs.
Ding dong.
Wow.
Ding dongs. Okay, now we know ding dongs. It's supposed to be these, but in a dot form.
So healthy,
And while they're
Spanky.
okay, they're not these by any means. Or these.
So
I am
healthy.
so happy
Trust
to
me.
see you taking this whole health kick.
Mm.
I'm on a health kick. Can
Right.
anybody tell?
His,
That's
body's,
what I'm-
his body's going to last forever.
My part
you were
to keep
to take-
America the fattest nation on the planet, by God. The rest of you fuckers
If
on your
you
health
were
kits
to
will let me
take-
down.
If you were to take a packet of those ding dongs to the top of a building and were to laugh, would that be a ding dong merrily on high?
More
Interesting.
importantly, could you take a ding dong and place it in a ho ho?
I don't think so.
Party all over again.
You might get the hoe into the ding dong though, if you're careful,
I'm
right?
getting one of my heads.
You have a head. You probably should have another.
Oh, very dear. Okay, so yeah, busy
But
weekend.
anyway, I
next
wanted to show you the
weekend,
packaging.
six-
Right? There was this, and they're only like this big around, but they're disappointing. Just it's not Twinkie cake, you bastards. False advertisement says a Twinkie, fuckers. And it's not. It's some vanilla cupcake bullshit. So
Brian,
no, Hostess, we don't
remember-
want you as a sponsor anymore, you fuckers. Oh, but
Remember before everyone else came online, I said I was concerned about how angry everybody in America was and how wouldn't want to get into a conversation, an argument with them.
I seem to recall that. This
Can I
this
just say
day
I rest
actually
my
proved
case?
your point.
am I proving the point? Yeah. Probably for the best.
I don't know
Not
what
an
to
accurate
say.
representation of Americans, humanity, men, life, anything in general, biology, nothing. No, not.
You're a special case, is what you're saying.
My own category. Animal, mineral, vegetable, spanky. That's it.
Fair enough. That's good. So,
Mhm.
busy weekend next weekend. Tune in for all of that. Also, the Thaco Gaming thing will be on its own YouTube channel. I want paying for this. And, yeah, that's it. Have I asked everybody else what they're doing this? Brian, what are you doing this week coming up?
I'm going to be playing in the Thaco RPG on Saturday.
On the 8th. Yay. So will I. Mhm.
Go on, you haven't
3
done it in so
p.m.
long.
Eastern Standard
What
Time.
should they do? What should our viewers do?
Please,
Mhm.
please turn into Thaco Gaming on Twitch, and then we will be uploading
See, that's
the
not what I was
episode to
expecting. I
YouTube.
was expecting him to
Even
just
like,
come out
mash,
with a
and
cheesy
subscribe,
thing.
right?
They didn't, which is a
But
shame.
no, really, they should just, like, comment, and subscribe to everything we do just to make sure that we
Really
keep
should.
doing it,
And don't forget to hit that little bell.
so that you never miss a vid. You realize there's a special hell for both of us, right?
Yeah, I know. I
It's
know.
reserved.
And Spanky, what are you doing this week?
Well, it's more, parental tech support stuff. I ordered an obscene amount of jerky type stuff from the internet, so I'll be waiting eagerly to get that to try it.
When we see him
Mean the
next
wolf?
Sunday, his mouth is going to be so tightened up because of salt.
Bacon jerky. No, it's not that. It's like with like Korean barbecue and stuff like that. Flavors, not like salted meat with real good
Yeah.
jerky.
Fair enough. What am I
Not
doing
you,
this
leather.
week? I'm planning my surprise birthday party.
Well,
It'll be
For
a
whom?
surprise. For me. It'll be a surprise because I will have forgotten at some point.
uh-huh.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
And what day will this be?
It will actually be on the day of my birthday, 19th of November.
Aha.
So
you
that's a
have it.
Saturday. Oh yeah, I'm just letting Sinister know now. Hi Sin.
Mhm.
There'll be a round robin YouTube message, YouTube Facebook message thing,
Mm-hmm.
just to keep people notified. I think that's about it. Really. Predictions for the coming week. We don't tend to do predictions for the coming week, do we?
I've got predictions for the coming 6 months.
Are they going to be very, very gloomy?
I think Putin will be assassinated, or there'll be a civil war. There'll be a civil war in Russia, and it will break up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're equating Putin with Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono
Putin is to Russia as Yoko Ono was to the Beatles.
Yoko Ono had at least one person that liked her.
Are you saying essentially that Putin can't sing?
I think Putin is to Russia as the plane was to Buddy Holly. I think is a better analogy. Yeah, that's more. If you want to get accurate, right there, that's what. If we had to pull a rock and roll analogy out, right?
I considerably think that this is the beginning of what historians will come to call the Third World War.
Yeah, I think it's definitely we're headed towards some kind of Third World War shit.
This is not.
I pray to God not. Hopefully there won't be any nukes, but
it feels like the tension is there. Something's got to break very soon. Something is going to happen. Something. Yeah. I don't know what. Something big is about to happen.
Putin is going to make some dumbass idea and try to use a tac nuke on some.
Oh, yeah. Even if it's low yield, it won't matter. If he's going to try shit like an Arty nuke or something out there, one of those 30 megaton wrap rounds or something, and it won't matter.
High yield.
30. It could be in the 10.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I mean 10 or 5 megatons. It doesn't matter. Well, no, I mean it's not like 500 megatons or 1,000 or 10,000 or something like these multi-yield. Warheads that we see the MIRVs, like you launch one of them, it splits into 5 and shit. Like it's not one of those, but it's these Arty rounds can shoot 30 miles easily. Some of them more than that because they're rocket-assisted projectiles, RAP rounds, RAP. And out of an artillery round, you can. The joke is how many RAP rounds can a forward observer adjust? What's a nuke? So, first eye is one, and the second eye is the other. Right, because you nuke blinds you, right? Okay,
so on that cheerful note, I'm not asking that question ever again.
By the way, we feel
honest.
Fine.
Yeah,
everything's fine.
It's all fine. Yeah. Nothing's here. Move along.
We're fine. Everything's see you next Friday for Two Fan Dinosaurs. I'm now going to try and work out which one of these is the one I need. I'm going to guess it's. I can't remember.
Goat and play it.
Okay, here we go. Bye.
Goat.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.
Join us next week as we search for the 4th piece of John Levine.
Fuck! Wrong one!